Hey everybody, what's going on? It is James here with Crypto Common Sense, and I wanted to sit down and shoot a Bitcoin / cryptocurrency market update video for, I don't even know what the day is, to be honest. It's July 8th, I know that. Thursday, July 8th, I had to check the calendar. So before I jump into the content for this video, please do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And of course, don't forget you can check the description for a link where you can join Patreon for just $7 a month, and also a link where you can join my Pancake Profits course, as well as the Pancake Profits Discord. And just to try to stay consistent, of course, I'd like to remind you I am just some guy sitting in a spare bedroom, which means that nothing in this video is financial advice. You should always go out and do your own due diligence and seek out professional financial advice from a licensed financial advisor for making any type of investment in cryptocurrency, the stock market, or precious metals. So the last video, maybe the last couple of videos, I think I was mainly talking about like Pancake Profits and the course and stuff. So rather than talk about that stuff in this video, I just want to take a quick look at some charts, because Bitcoin it's really not doing what I expect it to do. Now I haven't given up hope on it, but you know, I keep expecting it to go back up to that $45,000 to $49,000 zone, and it's just struggling. I mean, it's really weird what's going on. So I want to take a look at some charts today. This first chart that we're going to take a look at is the monthly chart. Now, again, I talked about this in a previous video. You know, I don't expect that we're going to get just a whole bunch of red candles in a row. 3 is kind of, you know, the max, if you will. Sometimes you'll get a small 4th red candle, but overall in Bitcoin's history, it's been unusual to get more than 4 monthly reds. Like back here in 2019, there was 3, right? And the bear market in 2018, there was usually 1 and then a green, 1 green, a couple of reds, a green. And then here we had 6, but this was like the capitulation event, like the ending of the bear market. And also something to keep in mind, that the U.S. stock market also had a really bad time back here. So if we take a look at, I mean, we can just take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average for 2018. Bear with me while I find it. So this was October of 2018, November and December. So this was, you know, November and December of crypto. So I think some of this was probably related to the stock market, right? Having a really bad time. But normally you're not going to see more than, you know, 3 red candles. So I'm not looking for a lot more downside before we get some type of bounce. I think what possibly could be happening right now is they could be trying to trap bears and wash out, you know, bulls, basically make bulls give up hope before they send it up. But I am still, I mean, I really just, maybe I'm just biased and I don't realize it, but I still think we're going to get that bounce for more downside. You know, on the monthly level, I mean, it's very possible this ends up, you know, just being a bar that ranges all month and ends up closing as an inside candle here. So we'll see how that goes. On the 12-day chart, I'm really not seeing anything different on the 12-day chart. It's a whole lot like the monthly chart, so nothing to really talk about there. On the weekly chart, we're still inside the bear market box on RSI. So again, I expect that box to hold. We don't normally fall out of it unless it's a capitulation event, like here in the early part of 2020 and here in the latter part of 2018. So I'm still expecting this to hold. I'm still looking for that retest of the 19-week moving average, which is currently just under 47,000. And I'm still looking for it to go up and bounce between this white line around 45K and, sorry, that was a misclick. This white line around 45K and this green line around 49K. That's what I'm looking for. All right. We can see that volume is starting to dry up here. So I think more than anything, it's just a lack of buyers, more so than, you know, a plethora of sellers. If we look at the 3-day chart, we're still inside the bear market box in that 3-day chart as well. Volume is starting to drop off some. If we look at the price action itself, again, still in the same range, nothing has really changed. So I don't actually care about the moving averages on the 3-day chart. I'm not sure why I even have them on there. This is just a volume weighted profile here. So just waiting to see if it gets a retest. That's up around 42.5. I want to see what happens if it gets up to that level. On the daily chart, there's two daily charts I want to take a look at. The first one is going to be the regular daily chart. Not a whole lot to talk about. We're inside this range, same range we were in back here, right? This midpoint has been holding as resistance, which is a little bit concerning. The 50 moving average is, coming down, but it is starting to try to flatten out just a bit. That's around 35.7K. I think if we can get above that we have a good chance of making a run back toward the 200 at the very minimum, which is up around 44.3K. Obviously, we'd first have to get through this top of the range up around 40K, but I would be looking for a retest of the 200 daily. If we take a look at the CME chart, basically we are still inside of this parallel channel here. We had broke back above the 200 daily. That was kind of promising, but right back below it. So it's really just ranging around that 200-day moving average. But there's no clear direction on this thing. And when I see this doesn't really give me a clear idea of is it going down or is it going up. The only reason that I think it's going up right now is because of those larger time frames, right? Like that weekly chart, it just looks like it needs to have a relief bounce. And there's a lot of factors that start lining up. Like if we draw fibs on here, 61.8 is right around 51K. If you draw it from this last swing over here, it's actually right around 47K, which is right around that zone. It's right around the 19-week moving average, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm looking for that bounce. All right, but those smaller time frames, remember, it is just ranging, so it could obviously go either way. I haven't taken a look at a whole lot of other mainstream charts. I've been pretty heavily focused on the DeFi stuff this last week or so. But I did read an article earlier saying that some of these meme stocks are starting to cool off. I guess the volume dropped by 30-35%. That doesn't really surprise me a whole lot. So like the AMC stock is down around $47.94 after being as high as $72. So that's currently down about like 34%. It was down over 46%. I don't remember what all meme stocks were going crazy. I know that was one of them. GameStop was another one. So GameStop's down to 191. It was up over 500 at its peak, which was on extended hours trading. So you can see it back here is up around 514-ish, 513. So that one's down, over 50%, 62%. I know some stocks like MicroStrategy have been taking big hits. Of course, MicroStrategy is Michael Saylor's company. And if you look at this thing is just atrocious. Look at that. So their stock is currently down about 52, almost 53% from February. That's pretty brutal. I just don't know what to think on the stock market, right? It's put in bearish structure before and just continued to push higher. So I'm a little skeptical to even mention the word tops when it comes to the stock market, but we are seeing a little bit of a calming effect on some of these crazier stocks. So maybe that is an early warning sign. This is the US 100 here. This is the US 30 here, kind of flattening out, and then the US 500 looks fine. I mean, really, from a technical analysis standpoint. So we'll kind of see. I think if you're in the US especially, the stock market, it's worth keeping an eye on because puts can be a very, very profitable play. So for example, last Thursday I bought puts on NIO, which is a Chinese car manufacturer, and I bought puts for December of 2021. And those puts, I closed them yesterday for a 47% gain, even though the stock only fell 22% from its peak. I closed them for 47% because options can be very profitable. Now, granted, if I closed them today, I could have actually gotten over 100%, so I was a day early. But I'm never going to complain about a 47% gain. Okay. Other than that, though, guys, there's not a whole lot to talk about. It's one of the reasons I haven't been doing very many videos because what can you say? It's stuck in a range. Until Bitcoin breaks out of that range, there's not a whole lot to say. Just repeating the same stuff over and over again, which is rather boring. So overall, I guess that's it for the charts. Hope you guys are having an amazing week. Hope you are obviously trading safe, and hope things are going well for you. Like I said, if you haven't checked out DeFi, make sure you do so. While Bitcoin is being boring, there's all kinds of opportunities in DeFi with coins going up hundreds and even thousands of % per day. So this is James with Crypto Common Sense. I will wrap the video up there. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you check the description for a link where you can join Patreon, as well as a link where you can join Pancake Profits. I will see you guys in the next one. As always, please remember to trade safe.